Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, All Sorts Homemade, and today I'm going to be showing you how I make these cute Amigurumi crochet penguins, aka Eggy penguins. I love making these little guys, and if you like this video, make sure to like and subscribe so you can see the plushies I make and any new patterns I might be releasing in the future. Okay, so I'm just going to be talking through what supplies you'll need to make this penguin. So you'll want 3 different shades of yarn. I'm personally using the Women's Institute double knit yarn, and I've got white for the eyes, and then my darker shade to go at the top is this like plum colour, and then baby pink for the body. And then I've got this cotton yarn in orange, which I think looks really nice with the beak just because it's a little bit shiny. I'm not definite what brand this is, but it's just what I like to use for the beaks. And then I've got these fabric scissors. I'm using a 3mm crochet hook. I've got just a plastic sewing needle. I've got some 6mm safety eyes and just some toy filling. Okay, so to start off, we're going to take our darker shade of wool for our penguin, and this is going to be making this top half here. And what we're going to do is we're going to take our string, and I'm going to make a magic ring. If you don't like making magic rings, then you can always chain 2 and single crochet into the first chain. Then we're going to take our yarn, and I'm going to single crochet 6 into the magic ring. Okay, now we're going to take this piece and we're going to pull it tight. So just going to trim this down a little bit. Okay, so that's round 1 finished. We should have 6 stitches around. So now I'm going to move on to round 2. We want to increase in each single crochet so we end up with 12 stitches. So we're going to find our first stitch, and we're just going to increase. And then we want to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so now we should have 12 stitches around, and so that's round 2 finished. We're going to move on to round 3. So for round 3, we still want to increase 6 times. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a single crochet in our first stitch, and then we're going to increase in our second stitch, like that, and then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so now we should have 18 stitches. Let's just count that. 12, 15, 18. So now we're ready for round 4. So we're still going to be increasing 6 on this round. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, and then increase in the third stitch. And we're going to repeat that pattern 5 more times. Okay, so now we should have 24 stitches. Let's just count. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Then we're ready for round 5. This is our final increasing row, and we're still going to increase 6. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet in the first stitch, single crochet in the second stitch, single crochet in the third stitch, and then increase in the fourth. So that's 3 single crochets and an increase, and then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so that is the end of round 5, and we should have 30 stitches. 20, 25, 30. Great. Okay, so now we're going to be moving on to the row where we're going to start adding in our white yarn. So what we're going to do is I'm going to single crochet 11. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then I'm not quite going to finish off that 11th stitch, and I'm going to grab our white yarn because now we're ready to change colour. So we're going to take the white yarn and I'm going to pull that through these 2 loops so that we've changed colour. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to single crochet 2 using the white yarn, but I'm not going to finish off that 2nd stitch, and I'm going to pull my plum back through. So then we should have 2 white single crochets. Then I'm going to single crochet 4, again not quite finishing off that 4th stitch, and I'm going to pull the white yarn through, and then we want to single crochet 2 in white, not quite finishing off that 2nd one, picking up our darker colour and pulling that through. And you can see now we've made the tops to the white eyes. So now we're going to single crochet 11 in plum. Okay, so that is the end of round 6. So now moving on to round 7. I'm just going to grab a bit more yarn. So for round 7, we're going to single crochet 10. And then we're going to take, I'm not quite going to finish off that 10th stitch. I'm going to grab our white yarn and I like to just pull it across, but I leave it nice and loose so it's not going to change the shape of my penguin. So I'm just going to pull that a little bit so it's not too tight. I'm going to take that across, so now I'm ready to crochet in my white. So now we're going to do 4 single crochets using our white yarn. We're not quite going to finish off that 4th stitch, and we're going to change back to plum. Then I'm going to single crochet 2, and we're going to change back to white on that 2nd stitch, and then we're going to single crochet 4, and then we're going to change back to our top colour. And now we're ready to finish off the round by single crocheting 10. Okay, so that is the end of round 7. Moving on to round 8, I'm going to single crochet 10, Okay, so then on that 10th stitch, we are going to bring our white back across. We're going to pull that through, so we've changed colour. And I'm going to single crochet 10 in white. Okay, then we're not quite going to finish off that 10th stitch. And I'm going to pick up my top colour. And we're going to change colour, ready to do our last 10 single crochets. Okay, so now we should have 8 rounds, and round 9 will be exactly the same as round 8. So we're going to single crochet 10. On our 10th stitch, we're going to change colour to white. And then we're going to single crochet 10 using our white yarn. And now on that 10th stitch, we're going to change colour back to our top colour. And then we're going to single crochet 10. Okay, so this is the top part of our penguin done. As you can see, it's kind of the same. So then on the 10th stitch, we're going to change colour, but we're going to change to our base body colour. So for me, that's this baby pink. So we're going to go ahead and cut our top colour and our white yarn, and we'll secure them in a minute. And then we're going to take this body colour, just going to take off some of the yarn, and we're going to pull that through here. So we're ready to carry on. So now we're ready for round 10. And for round 10, we're going to single crochet 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to increase into our 10th stitch, and we're going to repeat that pattern twice more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're going to increase in our next stitch. Then once more. Then we're going to increase in this last stitch. And then we should have 33 stitches around. So now for round 11, we're still going to be increasing 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to single crochet 10, and then I'm going to increase in this 11th stitch. And then we're going to repeat that twice more. Okay, so that is the end of round 11. So now we're just going to stop crocheting for a minute and we're going to work on some of the smaller details. So I'm just going to pull this loop out so that it doesn't come undone. And what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to take, so these two strings where I changed colour, I'm going to take them and I'm just going to knot them together to make sure everything is secure. And then I'm just going to trim them down. Okay, so now we're ready to add the face details. So I'm going to start with the eyes. So we're going to take our two 6mm safety eyes, and they're going to be placed between rounds 8 and 9. So I like to count 3 rounds down from this white section, and then we want to go in the center of this section, so I'm going to go 2 stitches in from the edge of the white, and so you can see it's sitting inside the white patch. I'm going to do the same for this side. I'm going to count down 3 from here and 2 stitches across this way, and there should be 6 stitches between the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and add the backs. Okay, so now our eyes are secure, we're ready to add the beak. So I'm going to take just a short piece of my orange and I'm going to thread my plastic needle. Now I want to stitch the beak across 2 stitches, so I'm going to go in the 2 stitches between the eyes. And so that should be 2 stitches away from this eye, 2 stitches away from this eye, in the centre. And I'm going to pull the string through, and then I'm just going to loop that round twice. So we're going to go 1 and 2. Okay, so now I like to just sort of move these about so they're sort of sitting next to each other. Okay, and once I'm happy with how it looks, I'm going to turn him inside out and I'm just going to pull these strings out the back, and then I'm going to trim this down a little bit, and I'm just going to tie these strings together. Then we can trim them down and everything should be nice and secure. And there we go, and he's got a cute little face. So now we're ready to carry on. So for rounds 12 to 15, we're just going to be single crocheting around all 36 stitches. So that's 4 rounds of single crochet. Okay, so once we've done those 4 rounds, then we should have 15 rounds in total, and we're ready to start decreasing. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to single crochet 4, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to decrease. And then I'm going to repeat that 5 more times around. So now we should have 30 stitches around, and we should have 16 rounds. So for round 17, we're going to single crochet 3, so 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to decrease, and we're going to repeat that 5 times around. So now we're done with round 17, and I'm actually going to stop crocheting for a minute and we can just stuff our penguins. Okay, so now I've stuffed my penguin, I'm going to carry on crocheting. So for round 8, I'm going to single crochet 2, 1, 2, and then I'm going to decrease. And then we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so that's the end of round 18. Moving on to round 19, we're going to single crochet 1 and then decrease. And we're going to repeat that 5 more times. Okay, so now we should have 12 stitches around and we're ready for our final round of decreasing. What I would like to do here is also add a little bit more stuffing. Okay, so for the final round, so that's round 20, we're going to decrease 6 times around. That's 1, 2, 3, 5 and 6. Okay, so now we can fasten off. I leave a longer tail to finish off. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this tail, I'm just going to thread our plastic needle, and then I'm just going to weave that between each of the stitches and pull it tight. And there we go. So then I'm just going to hide the tail inside the body. And I like to just loop it around one stitch to make sure it's secure. And then I'm just going to trim that and hide that away. And then there we go. We're all done. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and keep crocheting, and I'll see you in the next one.